guys, this is TechEd, a committee under CSO dedicated to bringing you educational digital resources and information. And today we have a special guest, Michael Zhao, president of TCS, the TAMS Culinary Society.
So first, Michael, can you introduce yourself and tell us what TCS is? What is the purpose of the club?
Hey guys, as you probably already heard, my name is Michael. I'm in the class of 2021 right now in the CS track. And in my free time, I just like to work on my personal coding projects. I sketch, paint, I learn dances, and of course, I like cooking. So about TCS. So TCS was founded as a way for people to just come together for their love of like food and cooking. And so one of the main things we do is after curfew, we also help cook for some big events like Coffee House. We have a few of our own events that we host, and mainly we also just manage the kitchenette, which is like a shared community space for cooking.
Okay, so what activities do you guys normally do, and what activities you guys have planned for the year?
So in the past, or when we were in person, the biggest activity we had was after curfew. So after curfew is kind of just like a small food stall that we ran from the kitchenette. Each week we had a new recipe, and it was like pretty popular among TAMS kids because, you know, we're all hungry at like midnight. This year, we can't really do that, unfortunately. But we do have some online activities planned. So we're planning on hosting like live cooking sessions online. Maybe we'll have like online food showcases. We're about to start this thing called Cookbook. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, it'll be like established. But it'll be like a Facebook page where people will just share recipes. We're planning on doing some big live streams for like Thanksgiving and maybe some big end of year event. We'll see.
So who can join and how can members participate?
So anyone really at TAMS can join. We don't exactly have like a very specific like subgroup of people. There's no like tryouts for cooking. You don't have to be like Gordon Ramsay to join. For like our after curfew volunteering, well, I guess when we go back in person, for our after curfew volunteering, to join, just join our Facebook page, and we will post signups for that. And then I think it's every Sunday. And then also for like our big events, sometimes we have like volunteering shifts and we will post signups for that too.
Okay, well, since we're remote, what will be different, and then what will sort of stay the same?
To be honest, we don't really have much that stays the same because like, you know, it was all centered around the kitchenette. But again, definitely we will try and do some remote cooking. So I guess the cooking part still stays the same, though I guess I'll just be the execs cooking. But we'll see.
So what do you believe is the most appealing part of TCS?
I think just as a whole, it's just being able to cook with other people. And I mean, it's kind of hard to see online, but especially in person, in that kitchenette, which is like shared by everyone at TAMS, you definitely get that feeling of like community. Especially when like, you know, you're like cooking something on the stovetop and then someone else is like baking something in the back, someone is prepping something. It's like really fun. Sometimes people put on music. It gets kind of chaotic, but I think just like the shared experience of cooking, especially through after curfew, because then we also have someone who's like running the money box and like making sure orders are coming in. And that's that entire, it's just like everyone in the kitchen at once is really fun.
So what are your favorite memories from last year? Do you have any funny stories for us?
Well, I mean, I've talked extensively about after curfew, and honestly, that's probably my favorite memory. I don't have anything super specific. As for something funny, I guess the kitchenette has seen its fair share of fires. Um, people, so one of the things that we need to build, I think they're planning on fixing the kitchenette sometime, but the kitchenette doesn't really have that good of a oven head, or not that good, but like we don't have a vent at all. So basically, to when I like make steak, right? Steak like produces a lot of smoke, and so I have like 3 or 4 people standing there with like baking sheets, just like fanning the smoke out of the window, because if someone opens the door and it gets into the hallway, that smoke triggers fire alarms, and I think we've had 3 or 4 fire alarms throughout the year, where we like all have to run out into Mac Park and we just stand there like, who did this? So yeah, that's, well, besides the fires, I guess the kitchenette isn't really super interesting. I mean, there's a ton of good food that comes out of there. So if you're ever like near the kitchen and you smell something good, go in and maybe they'll give you some food.
So, last but not least, why should people join?
Um, well, I think kind of after curfew kind of defines that. We have people of all skill levels come to our after curfew and help cook with us. For example, last year, someone, I'm not going to name who they are, but they burnt garlic bread in the toaster. Like, you can do everything from like cooking a soup to simply just toasting garlic bread or heating things up. So it's super fun. We even have like people can also just be delivery people, and they just deliver food, and it's super nice because like you're going to people's doors and like saying, here's your food, now give me your money. And so you get that kind of like experience as a waiter. So I think it's just that experience of cooking, and also we like teach you how to cook things, and so it's especially for people who haven't cooked before, it's a good place to start learning.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today, Michael, and we hope you've all learned something about TCS, and we strongly encourage you to join for food and friends.